everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of A Slice of Gaming. I guess a food coma. This is a pretty fun one. We're going to be looking back at the 2D Mario series. Joining me is just one guest today, Jat,
Hello, hello. It's good to be on.
and it's great to see you on. Yeah, so today we're just going to do like a quick look back on like the 2D Mario series, our history with the series. Recently, I played through all the 2D Mario games again, kind of in anticipation for Wonder. And I just wanted to talk about it with someone, and Jat was available. So, we wanted to make a fun little podcast with it. I guess just to like real quick do some plugs. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Pocket Cast, Amazon Music, Google Podcast. That's going away soon, and Audible. Like the podcast, we're growing. Any bit of support helps us. And also follow us on Twitter, Slices of Gaming on Twitter.com. But yeah, I mean, like in regarding everything, I guess we could just jump right into it. I wanted to start kind of like with our own personal histories with like 2D Mario, and I guess just Mario in general. I'll start real quick. So the first game I ever played, my memory is a little fuzzy. It was either New Super Mario Brothers DS or Rayman DS. It was one of those two games. But like very much like Mario was one of the first games I've ever played, which is like the same for a lot of kids who grew up around the same era as me. But yeah, that game had a lot of memories with it. I played it on many a car ride as a kid, and from there, like just kind of like spiraled, and like I played New Super Mario Brothers Wii. I played New Super Mario Brothers, like pretty much almost all the New Super Mario Brothers when I was younger. And eventually, I started playing the 3D games. I had my sister's old N64, and I would play Super Mario 64 on that thing. Loved it to death. And I played Galaxy. Like every Mario game I have played in some way. And like after this 2D marathon, like 2D Mario marathon, I have finally experienced all of the Mario games. And I guess like just my history with the series is one of very much a lot of positivity. Mario is one of my favorite franchises, definitely in my top 5. Is just they're games that like always make you feel happy. Like they always put you in such a great mood, wanting you to. It really reminds me why I love video games is playing Mario games, is that they just care about having fun first and foremost above all else. And I don't think there's many franchises that do that, and that's why I truly do love Mario. Jad, how about you? What's your history with Mario?
All right, so here's a bit of a fun fact about me. So the day that Super Mario Brothers came out, like the first launch date was like September 13th, 1985. And I share a birthday, not the year obviously, but I share a birthday with Super Mario
Oh
and like
shit.
yeah, so it really kind of like I guess It I have, like, a very I'd say a
Destiny.
deep connection. Yeah, the Destiny.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and so I'm making an announcement, I'm replacing Charles, no, I'm kidding.
No.
Yeah, yeah, so Super Mario has, like I think like, similar with you, like, first, game you played was, like yeah, one of them was New Super Mario Bros. DS. For me, one of the first ones I played, it was on the Wii Virtual Console. My brother and I played S Super Mario Brothers 3. And I just remember being, like, really into it, like, this just felt very new to me, seeing a game like that, and then, like, I've definitely played a lot more Mario over the years, like, I also was into Galaxy, but I started with Galaxy 2 on the Wii, and I thought that was
Oh, the
really
better one.
fun. Oh, yeah, yeah, easily, and yeah, and then, of course, I mean, like only 5 other people, I got a Wii U, and played a lot more Mario on the Wii U, despite there only being like 4 or 5 games like on it. Yeah, and yeah,
Mario games
like
was? Yeah, around like 4 or
yeah,
5. There actually wasn't that many Mario games on Wii U, surprisingly enough.
no, yeah, surprisingly, and I also at some point also played like Super Mario 64, but like not on a actual N64, on an emulator, but it's,
Whoa,
it's
whoa, whoa,
still
whoa,
a great
whoa,
way.
whoa.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Let's
I'm
not
sorry.
say that out loud.
Uh,
Allegedly,
uh,
he
uh,
allegedly played it on an emulator.
yeah, Yeah, sorry, and, on an emu, yeah. I was
Yeah, 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 yeah.
on the bird, yeah. But, yeah, no, it's been great just seeing, like, just ki it feels like you're kind of growing up with a franchise, right? Like, you feel that, right? Like, where it's like a
Yeah.
timeless franchise, and you're growing up with it, yeah.
Mario, like, always
And
sticks with you, like, as far as you can go. Like, pretty much as you grow up, it almost feels like Mario's that constant in life. Like, yeah, you're gonna have a Mario game, and, like, it's always gonna make you feel happy.
exactly, and he's up there with, like, probably Mickey Mouse, I think SpongeBob at the rate that's going, like, it's just like
Yeah,
every
for sure.
kid kind of knows who they are, yeah.
Yeah, every kid knows Mario. Yeah, but, like, it's funny you say Wii U, one of the 5 people I don't know if I've said this before. I got a Wii U in 2016. Literally a year before the Switch came out, and, like, I don't regret it at all because, like, I still use the Wii U to play, like, backwards compatible, like, Wii games and whatnot, but, like, it is just funny to think about. It's like, man, if I waited 1 more year, I would've gotten, like, probably a Switch at launch, but, I mean, that's how I the Wii U is how I played Breath of the Wild. Like, that's just a funny thing in general. Like, I guess I played the Wii U more than I guess most people on planet Earth. But
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah,
yeah,
I
like
guess. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
oh, yeah, no, I'll just say, yeah, like, the Wii it still had a good quality of games, but it was just, like, sadly, like, yeah, the player base was small, and, like,
Yeah,
I had it since day one.
I mean, like the Wii U, like there's nothing against the Wii U. Well, okay, a lot of it against the Wii U, but like it was one of those consoles that like it had cool ideas, but it suffered from just having such an awful name. So I feel like if the name for the Wii U was better, then it just would have worked out better. But hey, you know what? Who knows?
Yeah, yep, who knows?
But yeah, I guess we can just jump right into it with the very first Mario game you alluded to earlier, Super Mario Brothers. I guess I'll start with my history with this game. Like the first time I played it was on the 3DS Virtual Console. I fucking love the 3DS, man. I played that thing for way longer than any normal person should. And I played a lot of virtual console games, and well, one of the first ones I downloaded was Super Mario Brothers. And I remember playing it as a kid and just being like so enamored by it, like just from a video game history standpoint, even at that time, like when I was young, playing it like 2013 and going like, wow, I can't believe like this is one of the first video games. Obviously, it wasn't one of the first video games, but like still, like I think one of the big things with the original Super Mario Brothers that a lot of people forget to realize is that this is the game that saved video games. Like I will always stand by with the opinion that Super Mario Brothers is the most important video game of all time because it created one of the biggest mascots in the world as well as solidify like keeping video games popular in the West, where the video game crash in 1983 was a lot more severe than a lot of people realize, to the point where video games were just kind of a commodity and almost like non-existent in the US at that time and like the West in general. And without Super Mario Brothers, it would have stayed that way. And so like we a lot of the games we have today, we have to thank Super Mario Brothers for. I understand if like maybe you personally don't like the game, but you have to put respect on this game. That's kind of my viewpoint. But what's your personal history with this game?
So with this game, because I'm trying to remember, I think like I'll say I guess the first legal way I played it was on I got the NES Classic when it came out like 2016, and then just like just playing it on like a TV with like a with I guess like a like not the actual NES controller, but something very similar, and
It's close,
it
yeah.
would it would my yeah, it's very close. And playing through that, I'm like you that like when you played, you realize, wow, this is where everything started. Like there aren't very many games where you associate like a sound or a jingle, but like with this game, you can like hum the main theme, and people would know where what that is, where it's from,
Hmm.
or even yeah, or even the
Hang on. Is your voice cutting out? Jay, are you there? Not technical issue. Hang on. Okay,
okay,
hello. There
yeah,
we go.
wait.
Okay. All right. Just we'll cut that out in post. I'll let Moon know. But I guess like just go back to what you were saying earlier.
Okay, so yeah, so so with Super Mario Bros, like the um like the first, I guess, legal way I played it, not on any emus, was on the NES Classic, and so that gave a good experience of like playing Mario how it was uh, back in 1985 with like a very similar like NES controller, and just playing it on the TV. You you kind of feel like even if you're not nostalgic with the game, you just feel like you already know this game. Like it's so iconic that there aren't many games that have like that you can associate tunes with that. Like you can hum the main theme, the underground theme, and just like and just everyone will know where that's from.
Every
And
song in the
yes,
game is so iconic just by itself. The underwater theme, underground castle, like it's just like it's a very small soundtrack, but yet I think it's probably, if pound for pound, it is the most well-known video game soundtrack. Like every song in that game, everyone knows. Everyone can like come along to it.
yeah, no, that's exactly it. Like yeah, yeah, like they've even like they didn't leave those tunes behind. They kept using it in future games, like remixing it, making new arrangements. Even I think for Smash Brothers, they also did.
Yeah, they've done like 50 remixes for Smash Brothers. But yeah, I guess that, I'll talk about like kind of my revisit of this game though. I beat it in like an hour. It's a very short game, but it was one of those things where I did like all the levels in the game. So like that was kind of a fun experience because I usually just use the warps to get to like 8-8 as fast as possible. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say about this game that hasn't been said. It's a classic. It endures time. Like I will always fight against people who say like it's aged poorly. Like no, it has not aged a day. I genuinely do not believe it's aged. I think it is just as fun as it was. It's just as fun today as it was in 1985. The controls just feel perfect, in my opinion. I love the way that Mario moves. The one thing is the fact that like you can't go back on the screen. But even then, like that's easy to forgive because so many of the levels are kind of designed for that. I will say the live system has never been a good system. We need to accept as a society that the live system was never good. So I never like dealing with the live system. My rule is I put on a save state at the beginning of the level. That way I don't have to deal with like, oh, you ran out of lives, go back to the beginning of the game because let's just be honest, nobody likes that. But yeah, I guess just in general, there's not much else to say. I mean, Super Mario Brothers, it's a classic game. I highly recommend everyone go back and play this game. It is just just to like kind of I don't want to say humble yourself, but like understand where video games came from. I feel like it is a rite of passage to go back and at least try the original Super Mario Brothers. It is a game that endures time, in my opinion. It is the most important game of all time, and giving proper respect to it, I feel like is important for us gamers.
Oh, absolutely.
But moving on, we got kind of an impasse here. I guess I'm gonna refer to you, Jet. Do you want to talk about Lost Levels or Mario 2 USA first?
Okay, so let's go with Lost Levels, but I actually haven't like
Yeah.
played too much of either. Like uh, I believe,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
These
yeah,
are
Mario
definitely
Bros.
the ones
2.
I skipped as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. If you don't know the story, I this is like the most well-known piece of video game trivia, but I'll just say it real quick for anyone who doesn't know. When they were making Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan, they said that they were basically of the idea of like, oh, this game is too hard for Americans. So what they did was effectively take another game called Doki Doki Panic and put a Mario skin over it, and then sell that as Super Mario Brothers 2 in the United States. And that's why we have the real Super Mario Brothers 2, which is in the States referred to as the Lost Levels. And then over there in Japan, that's their Super Mario Brothers 2, and they got eventually our Super Mario Brothers 2, and they call it Super Mario Brothers 2 USA. It's a weird, confusing thing, but really interesting trivia, all things considered. But I guess we could talk about Lost Levels first, as that's the original Super Mario Bros. 2. My issue with this game is that I just never played it. It was always the Mario game I skipped because I heard about its infamous like legacy. I guess I'll refer to you, Jad. I will say I played this through the All Stars version. That way like it gets slightly better, but I don't know, Jat. You said this is the one you've played the least as well.
Yeah, yeah, this one, I'm trying to think if it was this one or it was Mario Bros. To USA, where it's the one where you can play as Peach,
Oh, that's
and
USA.
yeah, then with this one, I don't know too much about, and, like, if it's that difficult that they couldn't really set outside of Japan, that makes me wanna play it less.
It's so my viewpoint of Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels. For one, I cannot imagine playing this game without save states. It is an emotional experience. The game is hard, like purely and honestly, it is. But it's not hard in the way that like a Dark Souls is hard, where I'm like it's hard but fun and challenging. It is NES bullshit, and if there's one thing to know about me, I hate NES games. I hate 90% of NES games. There's like very few that I like, like Super Mario Brothers and like Castlevania One. But in the case of this game, it is just hard. It is very much like a lot of bullshit, a lot of jumps that could not have seen coming, a lot of like wind. Like there's like a decent amount of wind stages where I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And yet it's strange enough to where like I think I like this game more than Mario 2 USA, which I know is a very controversial opinion. I'm My viewpoint is that I think Mario 2 USA is actually much more influential on the Mario franchise, and I'm glad we got that game over Lost Levels. But personally, I think Lost Levels I had just a little bit more fun with. Having said that, I'm not really a big fan of either game. I think they're both like kind of near the bottom of the Mario, I guess, pyramid. uh, just in general, like I don't know. I think both games. I'll talk about Lost Levels specifically for now, but like it very much just felt like Mario 1, but like with an extra DLC add-on. And I know the whole thing is like, oh, calling new games DLC. I'm not a big fan of that. Like calling a sequel, like, oh, this could have been DLC. It's like, no, no, that's not how it works. But in this case, it very much is like these are just like 8 worlds, pretty much everything the exact same. The only real additions that Lost Levels did, I'm not joking, is the wind, which never really comes back in any other Mario game, at least like any other 2D Mario game from my recollection, and the poison mushroom, which is really dumb. But I guess just in general, like Lost Levels, you were smart for skipping it, Jet. There's not really much else there. I do think I was told that the best way to play it is kind of like Super Meat Boy, and I guess I kind of understand that sentiment, but my viewpoint is also like Super Meat Boy. You like restart the stages instantly, and like you can just run through, run through, run through. It's not really as much of a case with this game. I feel like Super Meat Boy was like a lot more tightly designed than Lost Levels, but yeah, just in general, not
Yeah,
worth going back to.
yeah, well, the other thing with Meat Boy is unlike Mario, which is a family game, Super Meat Boy is very violent.
Oh yeah, I mean I mean it's violent, but like it's not like when you hit the buzz saws and Super Meat Boy blood comes out. Like it's just meat. It just looks like
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah, it just looks like blood, but it's not blood.
I also with Mario 2 USA, this was also just a Mario game that I always skipped. Not like for any particular reason. Like Lost Levels, I purposely avoided. Mario 2 USA, I just never went back to and like really gave a shot. Jad, did you have any thoughts on this one?
On Mario 2 Lost Levels, so
No,
from
USA.
the very little oh, sorry, or sorry, USA, yeah, yeah. Like, I was
Yeah,
thinking USA in my head, but I said the other, but
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, with Mario Bros. 2 USA, the one thing I will say, I like that they changed the art style, and this is something that it's funny that we don't see in, like, I mean, we're gonna get to those later, but the new Super Mario Bros. Games
We'll talk about
didn't,
them.
yeah. But yeah, yeah, like this seemed like a cute art style, and I like that they brought this idea of now Peach is a playable character instead of saving her. There's like a different quest, and I actually don't know what's like the main story if there's any in this one.
In Mario 2 USA, I don't know. Like, all I know is that Mario 2 USA is the first game with a twist ending that sucked. It's like I would imagine like a kid beating Mario 2 USA and like the big twist at the end. Spoilers. Uh, his "It was all just a dream," I would be so fucking pissed off, man. I'd be like, "You kidding me? All that shit I did was for it was a dream? Like, just that's it?" Not a big fan of dream endings, and I guess Mario 2 USA was the first one to do it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of theme or like of the dreams, or even like if it's like, oh, it's a whole play and everyone's clapping at the
Yeah, that's a Mario 3 thing. We'll get to that soon, but yeah, but I guess just in general, like I'll start like Mario 2 USA. I think at the beginning it's fun enough. I think it is cool aesthetically. Like you said, I like how they changed the art style and everything that Mario 2 USA actually added for the series. Surprisingly enough, like even the fact that it's not a Mario game and how much it added, like Shy Guys, Birdo, just the different playable characters and how they all play, Mario, Peach, Luigi, and Toad. I played through the whole game as Luigi, of course, because that's my fucking guy. But like
Hell yeah.
Peach's flow, so much came from Super Mario Brothers 2 USA. Like I think that's the thing that like I think it is a much more influential game to the Mario series than Lost Levels. Having said that, I just don't think this game's very fun. I think it's just kind of boring. It very much goes more for like a puzzle platformer vibe. The way that you pull turnips, the way that like you got to look for the keys and do all this stuff. I guess the best way to look at it, the ghost houses in like a lot of Mario games. I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
Mario 2 USA almost has a lot of levels that just are ghost houses in the way that they're like mazes they have to figure out. And a lot of people like the ghost houses. The ghost houses are my least favorite levels in any Mario game. I always fucking hate going to the ghost houses, and because I'm like, I'm not playing a puzzle platformer. I'm playing a Mario game. Like that's always my viewpoint. And I don't know, Mario 2 USA has a lot of cool ideas. Don't get me wrong, and I'm very happy that this is the version we got in the West because of what it added for the series as a whole. But just in general, I think this one's like one you could skip. I don't really see myself ever revisiting it. I have a respect for it, but I'm just not a big fan of it personally.
W- Well, one big thing that, like you said, they did add a lot to this, but one big thing that they added that I'm glad we got is Shy Guys. They are
Yes, I love Shy Guys, and again, it's like what they added was so good for the series as a whole. Just as a game, I'm not the biggest fan of it.
yes. Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Good. No,
Oh,
like
you good? Okay.
yeah.
So go ahead. Go ahead. It's okay.
No, so like yeah, with this game, it's still like they changed the art style. It still felt a bit of the same ish as the previous, but like for the next game we're gonna talk about it, which I'm excited for. This one, I felt like really
Yeah, I'm really
improved from
excited.
the first two. Yeah.
Yeah, this next game, Super Mario Brothers 3. I have a very interesting story with Mario 3. But I'll let you go first with this one because like you said, this is like what the first game you ever played.
One of them, yeah, uh,
Yeah.
and like the first thing that popped out to me, and this is kind of like a thing that pops out with all Mario games, but this one, it's just this like this unique art style. Like now, I mean, like even though it's my first Mario game, you got to see him have an actual face with the with like the eyes,
Yeah.
nose, and then yeah, and like they gave him this like the Tanuki outfit, or not the outfit, but like the ears and the tail, and
Yeah. Yeah.
like yeah, that I thought that was really cool, and like yeah, you can of course you can carry items, and like for someone like me who was 6 or 7 years old, I had this challenge of getting through the first part with like getting over the piranha plant, just like because of the angle it was shooting at. It was very difficult.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but yeah, I've I just really like this game as a whole, and this might be controversial, but I prefer getting a mystery item at the end over reaching the top of the goalpost because I'm bad at that.
Oh, see, you lost me. You lost me there. The top of the goalpost is classic. Come on. I'll always love the goalpost. I mean, the mystery item is cool too, but I don't know. Like I have my own thoughts on the items in general. Um, I guess so. My history with Mario 3 is interesting. I I think this is like I have tried to go back over the years to play through Mario 3, I swear to God, like 50 times. And I always kind of like stop playing around the third world or so. And I don't know why. For me, the original Mario 3, the NES version, I just don't really like the way it controls. It's not a case where I think the controls are bad. I would never say that. I'm just personally the way that like it feels to me. It feels much more different from World, which I'll talk about. That's the one I'm very much used to is Super Mario World. And playing Mario 3, it's just the I guess the weight and the momentum of Mario just shifts in such a way in that game particularly that doesn't fit well with how I usually play Mario games. I feel like I usually play in a much more speedy, like run through the level as fast as possible way. And I don't know why original Mario 3 just never felt like the best Mario game to do that. And I guess it's one of those things like I didn't go back like when playing through it for the retrospective, I played the All Stars version and I had a much better time with the game being able to actually beat it for the first time. It's just interesting to think about like the way that like this game plays is so different even from Mario 1, Mario World. It very much tells me it's like this is a Mario 3 is a very influential game in a lot of ways, and I have an immense amount of respect for it. I don't know if it's near the top for me on my personal totem pole of the series.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like it does have a lot going for it, and it definitely laid the stepping stone. And I feel like up to a certain point, like when playing through through these like Mario games that came out at different times, it did seem like this was at like an upward trend. And of course, with the next game, that did make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting game. I think Mario 3 again, I have a immense amount of respect for it, but like the thing that is best about Mario 3 to me is the level design is so good. I think this is kind of the Mario game where they realized like how to make their levels the best possible ways they can be. It almost like you can tell that this is a team that has worked with this IP and this franchise even to this point. I think it was like 5 years, and it's like they understand the series now. They understand how to make Mario work in terms of level design. And the levels are just so like tightly constructed. I love the aesthetic of the play. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's only like like you said, it's like it's only just a dream, it's only just a play, same thing. It's like I don't know, the play thing is a little cooler to me. But like I don't know, maybe that's just me. But just in general, it's kind of one of those things that I'm like, I think Mario 3 is very interesting how a lot of people view it as the best Mario game. And I'm always like, I can respect the take. I just personally don't see it. Again, though, it's still an amazing game.
Yeah, yeah, and I did like that even just outside the main game, that they did add like some mini games like the original Mario Brothers, where
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, trying to kill those Koopas. Yeah,
Yeah, stomping on Koopas, Chris Pratt style. uh,
yeah,
yeah, no, Mario 3 is a very interesting game though. But like, yeah, great game. I'm glad I finally beat it. Yeah, that's just like one of those like gaming things where it's like I can't believe it took me so long to beat Mario 3, and it felt so good finally doing it once and for all.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but moving
yeah,
on.
and oh,
Oh, sorry,
sorry,
sorry, sorry,
yeah,
sorry. You want no, no, go
no,
ahead, go
no,
ahead.
it was just like the other thing like that I just remembered like the other thing I wanted to add, just kind of looking back at the maps of the world, it just feels like everything is too spread apart. Like I guess I like that in the modern ones where you just go one over and oh, there's the next level. No, this one you have to go one, two, and then for some you have to go like oh, you go this way and then right. I don't know.
Yeah, it's surprising like how many levels there are per world. Like that was like kind of the thing where it's like, damn, there's like 9 levels in this world. Because usually it's like 6 in the new Super Mario Brothers games, like around that. Maybe it is actually 9 in the new Super Mario Brothers. Those games really fucking blended for me. We'll get to that, but it's an
Yeah,
interesting thing. Like I don't know. It always felt like those worlds feel so much bigger even comparison to other Mario games. But I mean, again, like Mario 3, like there's so many imaginative ideas. Like I love the world where like it's like all the enemies are big, and then there's like the world that's like all pipes and stuff. And it's like again, it's these ideas that make Mario special. It's the fact that they're always able to be just as creative in this game as they are in the next game, or as they are in the next game. It shows this level of like skill and creativity that you don't see from a lot of developers even today.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, moving on. We have the two Game Boy games to go over. Super Mario Land, interesting one here. Um, my history with this game is that I just never played it. Like it always passed me by, and I've never actually done a full playthrough of it. Jad, how are you with this game?
So with this game, yeah, I've also never done any full playthrough, but like from what I've seen, I guess like I think I saw one image with like a UFO or something, and I'm like, well, this plot seems whack, but yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I'm not too
it's
familiar with
fun
these
though.
ones.
So Super Mario
Yeah.
Land One is Mario Land 1 is really interesting to me. For one, it's very short. I beat the game in 30 minutes. It's like 12 levels, 30 minutes long. Having said that, the game is very imaginative. It is very much like you go to I think it's Sarah Land, something like that, which is based off Egypt. But it's funny because it's like, oh, based off Egypt, and then there's just a level in China, and it's like, oh, okay, we're in China now. But I mean, the way that the game's like levels look and like creativity wise, even for like an early Game Boy game, like you could tell like the creators of the game kind of just wanted to be weird, do some cool stuff, like, just mess around with like the ideas of this game that they weren't able to do like in mainline Mario games. And I really respect it for that. Controls wise, it feels fine, but there was a lot of times where I'm like, I should not have missed that jump, and I very much did. And like there's a lot like Mario's very weighty in this game in a way that like you don't have as much free reign over like the way he moves compared to like other Mario games. Also, the sprites in this game are tiny. They are minuscule in size. So that was always like an interesting thing playing through the game though. But I had a lot of fun with it. I actually the final boss is like it just turns into like a space shooter, and that was just funny in and of itself. And the music is really good, especially the credits theme. I highly recommend anyone who hasn't heard it just listen to the credits theme at Super Mario Land. It is such a vibe. And I guess just overall thoughts, like the game Super Mario Land has a lot of charm. I don't really think you need to go back to the game. It's fine. Like that's really all it is. It's a fine enough game, but like with a lot of charm, but not much to it overall.
Yeah,
On the
it doesn't seem like. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna say, it doesn't seem like the type, like, when you talk about Mario games, like, uh, people probably don't know the existence even of these ones, or, like, it doesn't come up as, like, a in the conversations for
yeah,
2D Mario.
people do not talk about it. That's always like a weird thing with this game of like I feel like it's always the Mario game people forget exists, which is funny because the sequel people talk about a decent amount in comparison. But speaking of that sequel, this one is the exact opposite from Mario Land for me, where I have a lot of history with it. I had my sisters had a GBA that like kind of I used as a hand me down, and one of the games that came with it was Super Mario Land 2 Six Golden Coins, and I was obsessed with this game as a kid. It was like one of those like games that like genuinely meant a lot to me when I was just a child playing on it, like on my GBA. I had like the original like kind of wide GBA, not the SP, so like no backlight, and that's always a bad thing. But I don't know. I think I played that game like I have tried to beat that game like 100 times as a kid. I could never get through it. I don't know. I always got stuck around certain areas of the game, and it was one of those days where it's like I remembered it being a lot longer than it actually was. So I didn't go through it for this retrospective because I played it earlier this year when it came to NSO. So I was like, okay, I already played through it. But playing through it, like as an adult, it was a very interesting experience. Do you have any history with this game, Jet?
No, no, so this one I have yet to play, but, like, I definitely really want to, only because, like, one of the main villain is Wario.
Yeah, it's Wario. The first introduction of Wario, which is really cool. I recommend it just because like it's not as short as Mario Land, but it's still very short. It took me like an hour to beat, and that's what I mean by like it being such an interesting experience revisiting it. Where I'm like, I remember this game being way harder, like way longer, way more like I felt like these worlds went by longer, but I guess not. Mario Land 2 is such a fun experience. This game is so weird. There's a world that's like, Halloween world where you're fighting like these Goombas with Jason Voorhees masks. There's a world where you go to space. There's like an underwater submarine. Like the like there's a world where you go up a giant mechanical Mario. That is so fucking cool. And that's my thing with Super Mario Land 2. It is such a like aesthetically visually pleasing game for the original Game Boy. The creativity that's displayed with this game is on a level that like no other Mario game, but not I don't want to say no other Mario game, but like a lot of Mario games actually struggle to be as creative and interesting and weird as this game. And I feel like the idea I love when a game is willing to get weird, and Super Mario Land 2 is weird. It is just not what you expect from a Mario game at a lot of its levels, and that's why I love it so much. I wouldn't say that this is like mechanically platforming wise like the best Mario game because like it plays fine enough. It kind of plays a lot like some Mario Land where like it Mario is a bit weight. I actually no, he's not weightier in this game. He's actually a little more floaty in this game. But so almost like the exact opposite of Super Mario Land. But like the floatiness kind of works with a lot of the level design. I don't think this game really hits the pinnacle of like Super Mario World or like Super Mario Brothers One even. Actually, I would say I kind of prefer this game over Mario One. Like I don't know. It's a lot of it is nostalgia. I'll just say that pure and honestly. But my love for this game very much endured when replaying it, like beating it for the first time, getting to that Wario boss fight, just that kind of feeling of like kind of this like childhood dream of like actually beating this game, seeing the end of it. If it was nice to finally fulfill that. I have a lot of respect and love for this game.
Yeah, it's still one I feel like, definitely gonna be trying out maybe, like, after the podcast on the NSO just because
Oh yeah,
it's yeah,
it's worth it.
it just seems like really cool, yeah.
I mean, it's like an hour long, so it's worth jumping through that game real quick. Um, but now we got to talk about my beloved Super Mario World. My history with this game, as I said with my GBA, one of the games that came with it was I forget if it was Super Mario Advance 3 or Super Mario Advance 2. I think it was Super Mario Advance 3, Super Mario World. I had that version of this game, and I remember being obsessed with it as a kid. Always being stuck at Forest of Illusion, like every other kid was, but you know, just playing it over and over again, doing those early levels, like just being ridiculously like in love with the experience. And when it came to NSO around like 2019 was kind of my first time actually beating that game, which was just like such a good feeling. And like I said with Mario Land 2, it's like that feeling of like beating a game that you've played so many times as a kid. Like it's a great feeling when you finally finish it once and for all. But I have a lot of memories with this game. What's your experience with Super Mario World?
So I played this one definitely very late, like, when I got so not the NES Classic, but the SNES Classic, and then playing that one for the first time, just it felt I'm trying to think of how to describe it. Like I already knew what Super Mario World was through through I guess even through like Mario Maker, and like I already knew what the style was, but actually playing the original game just felt really like kind of magical because it's like the music is probably my favorite of all the Mario games. I think Mario World has the
Oh my
best
god, yes.
music.
That OST. Damn.
Yeah, damn. And then the first time, like, you get introduced to Yoshi, like, this was the game that really introduced Yoshi, and
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
I,
just
like,
the yeah, yeah, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want you to finish up first because I'm gonna
Yeah,
gush.
yeah, just the like, I feel like I've been saying this for the for the other ones, but this one is the most aesthetically pleasing one out of all of them, and
Yeah, I mean
I've
that's the
really
thing.
like.
They keep looking better and better. Sorry to cut you off, but like like
No,
each
no,
game just has such an aesthetic identity to it. Like that's kind of why I'm like so harsh on New Super Mario Brothers because like all the Mario games before it, just each game had their identity to it, and then New Super Mario Brothers was like, ah, we figured out the identity. We're just gonna roll with it from here. And it's like it's always disappointing. You look at World in comparison.
yeah, no, exactly, like, it's because the thing with with these games, it's not just like, for the characters to have character, no, no, I feel like the levels have character, if that makes sense, like, it feels like
Hmm.
you can really vibe with the atmosphere, like, you have, like, the, what's it, like, the trees or the bushes, like, those were moving as well, right? Like, in the backgrounds?
It I don't know if they were moving in the backgrounds, but, like, I get what you mean, where it's like the backgrounds definitely feel like when you're running through them, you could just feel like this overall vibe, like the world is alive, like, which is kinda insane to think about because this game came out in, like, 1990, and the way that the worlds are so, like they feel so lived in, so genuinely beautiful with a game that's 16-bit, like, running on 16-bit hardware is it's just there's so much about this game, man.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, like this, I feel like I've made it obvious. This is easily my favorite 2D Mario game. Like if you count it as a 2D Mario game, like I guess then I could kind of close around the same tier as like Yoshi's Island. I go back and forth between those two, but like Super Mario World to me kind of just like exemplifies what makes Mario so special, and it's those worlds. It's that vibrancy, the aliveness of like the world, the characters. Also, this game is weird. Like, and that's what I love about Mario games is when they're willing to get weird. Like how Goombas aren't Goombas, they're called chestnuts. And like just the random football players in this world, just Yoshi's Island as a vibe, as an aesthetic, where it's not the problem with a lot of Mario games is that they kind of fit this template of first world is grass, second world is desert, third world is water, so on and so forth. This game doesn't do that. This game is first world is Yoshi's Island, then it's donut plains, and then you go do mountains, and then you go to the forest, and it very much feels like they weren't constricted to this Mario like way of making games. They were willing to be as weird and insane and do crazy stuff as possible with each possible level. Each world, each level feels so unique. And that's one of the biggest problems with the new Super Mario Brothers games is that the levels blend together. Where like I don't remember what each specific level is, but like one of my favorite levels in this game is like the one where like you're on these kind of like ramps and like you're jumping from like these like spinning platforms over and over, and like you just the athletic theme is playing in the background and the music. It's just like you're riding on Yoshi the whole time, and you just have a big smile on your face. Like I feel like it is so hard to play this game without a smile on your face. That's why I love
Oh,
Super Mario World is that it is a game that is just fully willing to let you be free and do each level the way you want to. Play with Yoshi, play without Fire Flower, like the fucking cape, where the cape you could just run and then like jump once and then kind of skip through most of the level with a lot of the levels if you really wanted to. And that's what I love so much about this game is that it respects you as the player. It gives you the player the agency to play any level the way you want to. And again, those controls, you will never ever get a Mario game that controls as well as Super Mario World. I genuinely believe that. I think Super Mario World controls in a way that's unmatched. The controls, that is how Mario should feel. Like this is like how video games should feel is how Super Mario World feels.
yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely, and, like, even just something as simple as how as, like, Mario's run animation, like, that's just something that makes me smile. I don't know, like, I just like how he looks when he
Hmm.
runs in this game.
Yeah, like he does the Naruto run. He has his like arms in the
Yeah.
back. Yeah, no. Again, I could talk about it all day. I love this game
Yeah.
so much.
Oh, yeah. It can only get better from here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Let's. Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, Super Mario World. Just for the love of God, people play Super Mario World. Like, if you haven't already, just play it. It's like, oh, it's one of the greatest games of all time. Like, yeah, this very much is just one of the greatest games of all time. But moving on, we have a bit of a dark age for 2D Mario in particular. 3D Mario had a renaissance with Super Mario 64, and we're not talking about 3D Mario, but like Super Mario 64, love that game to pieces. But you know, as time went on, you get through the N64 generation into the GBA. Everyone was expecting, oh, what's the Mario game for the GBA? And it was just the advanced games. As I talked about before, like that's how I played Yoshi's Island. That's how I played Super Mario World. And also, Jat, did you play the Mario Brothers arcade game in the advanced games?
Not in the advanced games. No, like I played
It,
it on like the. Oh yeah, yeah. How are they?
it, it is the best way to play Mario Brothers arcade. I was addicted to that game mode in and of itself as a kid. Like I don't know. The advanced games, there's not a lot to them except those levels. Also, Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3 has e-reader levels that comes with like re-releases like through NSO and whatnot. So they kind of add new extra levels to Mario 3, which was pretty cool in and of itself. But I tried to play it through Advance, like Super Mario Bros. 3 through Advance, and that GBA sound chip is fucking horrible. Because I'm like, this is not how I want to experience the music in this game.
Oh
Um, yeah, but like as you said, like we eventually get to the point where when the DS came out, I think like 2006, if I remember correctly. I could check that out real
yeah,
quick. Um, it is.
yeah. So well, yeah, yeah. New Super Mario Bros. DS came 2006, but the DS itself, well, I'm guessing
That
was
was
it the same year then?
2004. No, no,
Or yeah.
yeah, okay, so oh, New Super Mario Bros. DS, May 15th, 2006. That's my birthday, May 15th.
Oh, nice.
So that's funny.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, this I alluded to it before. This is the first game I ever played, either this or Rayman DS. Lot of memories with this game. It was a very interesting revisit to say the least. But I guess I'll bring it to you. Like, do you have any memories with New Super Mario Bros. DS?
So this is another one where I I sadly didn't have too many like memories with it. Like in terms of the new Super Mario Bros. Line, I started with the Wii version, but yeah, with this one, it just seemed like like oh, actually, I'll let you take over this one because I think you can explain it better. Yeah.
Yeah. Take over in what regard? Like, did you not?
Oh,
And how? In which way?
oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Yeah, yeah. So just like just I guess like how it plays compared to the previous Mario
Oh,
games.
yeah. New Super Mario Bros. DS is weird because it's like this was the first New Super Mario Bros. Game, and as from a control standpoint, I think it controls great. I love the wall jump. I love the ground pound. I love like kind of the introductions in that regard. They also introduced the blue shell in this game, which sucks. I don't care what anyone says; it is like the worst item. But in general, like New Super Mario Bros. DS is a weird game to me because like I think in a lot of ways I am very nostalgia blind by it, but I also think this is easily the best new Super Mario Brothers game. I think that from a level design standpoint, it's pretty basic. It is kind of like whatever with its level design, but I think what this game has over the other new Super Mario Brothers games is that it wasn't designed for co-op. It very much was a game that was designed as a I guess like singular solo experience. So the levels don't feel ridiculously elongated just so that they could fit four players. It very much is much more designed around just one person playing the game, and you get to level you're given levels that have a lot more like difficulty just in that regard. Having said all that, New Super Mario Bros. DS is like just like at the end of the day, there's not much else it does different from the other new Super Mario Brothers games. I think it's still my favorite, but that a lot of that is nostalgia. say pure and honestly, but I don't know. It's a tough game for me because I think in a lot of ways, like it's one of the best Mario games, but in a lot of ways, it's also just one of the most like basic Mario games.
What did you think of the poker games, like the mini games in this one?
Oh, dude, I spent a little bit too much time there. That was what fueled my gambling addiction. If anyone knows me, it's like if a game has like because this one didn't have poker, which sucked. I was very sad when there was no poker. I was like, man, oh wait, no, there is poker actually. Oh fuck, yeah, no, that's what fueled my poker addiction. There is a poker mini game in this game, and if anyone knows me, if your game has poker, I'm gonna spend at least half of my playtime playing poker in the game. I like it's one of those things where it's like it's a good thing I have video games because if I did poker in real life, I would be broke. But yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of like just those mini games in general. Like they're a ton of fun. Poker, like obviously all the like Luigi Casino ones, but like there's some fun like goofy ones, like the ones where you have to sort out like the bob-ombs, and then there's one where you create trampolines for Mario. All that stuff is good fun, but like they're very much just like mini games. You just screw around with them for a bit and then like leave it at that.
Yeah, yeah, like, yeah, this one I've, of course, like, I haven't really played, but, like, I just hear about this, like, Luigi and a casino outfit, and I wasn't sure if it was from Super Mario 64 DS or New
It
Super
was
Mario Bros., but
Super Mario 64 DS was a launch title, so it was originally in there.
oh, wow.
Yeah, so they basically reused the mini games from 64 DS. Which hey, I
I
mean, I
mean,
don't blame them.
yeah. Yeah,
But yeah, New Super Mario Bros. DS like it very much started New Super Mario Brothers, and I think we should like clarify like when this game came out, it was a massive deal. It was one of those things where it's like finally we're getting a brand
oh,
new
yeah.
2D Mario game, and like a lot of people were just excited of the notion of 2D Mario like getting a brand new game because at that point the last one was Super Mario World 2 in like 1995 with Yoshi's Island. And that's if you count that as a Mario game. If you don't count that as a Mario game, then the last 2D Mario game was 1990 with Super Mario World. So it's like, at that point, that's like a 16-year difference without any brand new 2D Mario game. People are getting a little antsy, like wanting something new. And New Super Mario Brothers definitely fulfilled that for them. And as we will later know, it fulfilled it for them multiple times over to the point of
Yep,
kind of repetition. I was funny though,
yep.
looking back. We complained so much about New Super Mario Brothers. There's only four. It's kind of funny to think about. It's like I remember there being a lot more, but no, there was just four New Super Mario Brothers games, and we were already sick of it.
Well, 4, and I guess technically 5 if you count Luigi as a separate game, but
Yeah, but that's like
even then,
more
it's
DLC.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we should get into the other ones because we have New Super Mario Brothers Wii. Um,
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of nostalgia for this game as well. I grew up with it. I played with my sisters, playing on our Wii, playing this game, and I remember like always getting to the final world. We always beat the game and just always had a good time playing it. And I played through this game multiple times with friends, even, and then of course like playing by myself, solo playthrough. I have a lot of love for this game from a nostalgia standpoint. I guess I'll ask you, Jad, what do you think of this game, or like your
Yeah, I think
memories of it?
I'm also a bit nostalgic on this one, although it unfortunately for me, like, the next one we're gonna talk about you is the one I'm more nostalgic with, but I did like this one in that it introduced the helicopter power up. That's a really fun power up to use and to
Love
fly
that
around in
power
the
up. Yeah,
levels.
it's awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, and this was like the first one where it's like a 4 players on one screen, and like you're not swapping the controller like in Super Mario Bros. 3, and yeah, like they also let the two toads be playable, and yeah, who would you play as usually? Because I would be
Luigi.
usually
It's
Luigi.
always Luigi.
Yeah.
It's always Luigi. You can't not do
Oh
Luigi.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess like in regards to New Super Mario Brothers, we revisiting it, I think it's still a great game. I think it's just slightly weaker than New Super Mario Bros. DS, and it really just comes down to the level design, in my opinion. It very much is like I said earlier, they kind of created these levels much more in regards to fitting 4 players. And what happens is that the levels just feel a little bit more stale in comparison to what they could be, I guess. And it just led to a lot of the level design blending in for me. I can't tell you stuff very specifically about certain levels like I could with Super Mario World. It kind of just comes down to the fact that like these levels aren't bad; they're just kind of bland in my opinion. I also see like a lot of the quality in some of them, but I think just as a game, like this is where like I was like, okay, we can stop and do Super Mario Brothers as these 2 games, and then got a little bit more than we bargained later on. But like at this point, it was still like very much like a fun novelty. Just like 4 player co-op in a 2D Mario is actually pretty insane when you think about it. It's like, oh fuck yeah, dude! Like that sounds awesome. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
that this game does still have a lot of quality to it. I think it's still worth going back and revisiting. I just think like in comparison, it is not a new Super Mario. It's not a Mario game. Like without nostalgia, is I don't think it would be one I would think about a lot.
Y Yeah, no, same, and did you also have this problem? Because I've kinda noticed this for this one and the Wii U one where, like, when you're playing with your siblings or whomever, like, and you're, like, kind of running through the screen, someone's always gonna get cut off in a level.
Oh
Someone's gonna
yeah,
be left behind, yeah.
there was many an argument. Let's just say that much. I, a lot of thrown controllers. No, but I will say the best thing about Wii, I love throwing people. I love grabbing
Yeah.
your friends and just throwing them and seeing them get pissed off. I don't know. That's just always a funny thing to me. But yeah, I guess that's everything in regards to Wii. Moving on. So technically, the next game that comes out, both of these games came out in the same year. Next is New Super Mario Brothers 2. So I my history with this game is that I tried playing it like 3 different times and always get bored around World 2. This revisit, oh man, I have a lot to say. I'll let you go first. Do you have any history with New Super Mario Brothers 2?
Yes, so, like, I felt like the 3DS, it just kind of felt very personal to me when I got it in 2011, and so it came near my birthday, I got it, and that was the time where they had, like, just dropped the price, and then a few months after, 3D Land came. Loved 3D Land, and I'm like, "Oh,
Love that game.
I'm excited for the next game with Mario in it." And then
Oh no.
New Super Mario
Oh
Bros. 2
no.
comes around. Oh, and I'm like, "Whoa, there sure are a lot of coins in this game."
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, it just feels like more coins than, like, combat or literally any other gameplay.
Yeah. New Super Mario Bros. 2. So the big gimmick with this game is, oh man, look at how many coins there are. The whole thing is like, look at you can collect as many coins as possible. Now with that, that means you get a lot of one ups, which means that the game is really fucking easy. And let me tell you guys, this game is really fucking easy. And let me tell you, this game is really fucking boring. There is nothing of quality with this game. It is the most mediocre, uninteresting game. I always like it is always insane to me that people like like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed and whatnot, and basically saying things like, "Oh, it's just the same stuff over and over, same thing," and they never share the same thing with New Super Mario Brothers or like Mario. At the end, guys, I love Mario. I love him. At the end of the day, New Super Mario Bros. 2, that is just the same exact fucking game. It is literally the same game. I cannot tell you anything interesting that happened in any of the levels I played. At this point of the series, I was just trying to get through this game as fast as possible because I was so fucking bored. Nothing. This is without question the worst. Like I would say that this game is maybe, just maybe, slightly better than Lost Levels in 2, and even then, I don't even think I would say that because I think at least those games are more interesting. There's nothing interesting about this game. Nothing at all. I do not like this game. It is the most mediocre game I think I have played in a while. New Super Mario Bros. 2. Don't play it. It's not worth it. Nothing about it is worth it. Fuck that game.
Nope.
That's all I'll say.
And if you show me, because of how the exact same all these games look, if you showed me a picture of the game and you had a gun pointed to my head, be like, "Oh, guess where this game is from?" I'd probably die because I can't tell you.
Oh yeah, me neither. Like it's like oh, I guess the graphics in you are slightly better. I don't know. But yeah, speaking of you, that is the last new Super Mario Bros. Game. I don't. So I never played it prior to this retrospective. I played U Deluxe for the retrospective to play through this game. So the Switch port. But Jack, you said this is the one you have the most nostalgia for.
Oh, yeah. Not really good nostalgia, but this is
Oh,
definitely the
okay,
one
good.
I'm most familiar with. And look, I mean, it still did had some stuff going for it, l- like I guess the music and just I don't know, like playing playing in multiplayer. It felt fine, but man, I am tired of when you of like dying in a level and then you're back to the overworld and you
Yeah,
have to go back
exactly.
in the level
Just
again.
let me retry the level. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it just like it annoyed me a lot. And okay, this was one thing they fixed in the Wii U version that, or sorry, in the Switch version that they had in the Wii U version that I hated. So if I'm gonna play with my siblings, I wanted to play alone. In the Wii U, you could they only made you play as Mario if you're playing alone. The first person had to be Mario, but they gave choice in the Switch version, thankfully.
Yeah, yeah, no. So New Super Mario Brothers U. Playing through this game, just nothing. I felt nothing
Oh,
throughout my entire experience. Like I don't think I felt anger the same way I did with New Super Mario Bros. 2. But this is just a game that just feels like nothing. From a gameplay standpoint, I felt nothing. World design, nothing. Like level design in general, nothing. Which, by the way, I didn't mention this earlier. New Super Mario Bros. 2's soundtrack is actually the worst soundtrack because they add these stupid like little like they just they oh my god, it's actually insane to me. They reused the music from New Super Mario Brothers Wii, but just increased the pitch. And I'm like, there's no fucking way that you think about this and go like, yeah, it's new music. No, it isn't. It is not. It just sounds worse.
oh,
And then with U Deluxe, by the way, New Super Mario Brothers U, they reused the music from New Super Mario Brothers Wii again. Was it that hard to make a new Bowser's Castle theme where your composer's just like, nah, we peaked with the Wii version? Yeah, the Wii version's fucking awesome. You can't make a new Bowser's Castle theme. I'm a little sick of listening to it. I'm a little sick of listening to the same grassy theme, the same desert theme. It's the same fucking game. There's not really much else to say about this game because there's nothing else to it. Oh man, look, a squirrel suit. The fucking squirrel suit. That's your big selling point. It's just a worse Tanuki leaf. That's all it is. Just a worse version of the Tanuki leaf. And then you're sitting here with like, what was it, Baby Yoshi? Like, oh, Baby Yoshi could kind of fly. He sucks. I hate using Baby Yoshi. There's just this game is so uninteresting to me, and I am so tired of people saying like, "Well, it's like the definitive New Super Mario Brothers games." In what fucking universe? In what way
yeah.
is this the best one? How can you even tell them apart? It doesn't even do anything interesting on its own. Like there was like everyone always gaslights themselves into thinking that because there was that one level that was based off a Van Gogh painting that yes is very cool, but that's one level, one standout level amongst a sea of just the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, and I want to ask, like because I played a bit of the Luigi U, and I don't know, I
Yeah,
just
let's
didn't
talk
like the
about that.
concept of yeah, you have 100 seconds to do this level, and I'm like, what, why?
That's actually interesting. I so with Luigi, I do actually like the idea of the 100-second levels, like being really quick, being almost like more speedrun levels. Again, that's like how I play Mario. I like playing the levels as fast as possible, and then going back for the 100% later. But I guess with Luigi U, I don't. It was just the same. Like it was just like I was going through all the levels. They're the same levels, but like the levels are slightly like they're shorter and I guess more difficult. I guess not really that much more difficult though. That's just Luigi U. It's another easy, boring Mario game, but like with Luigi, and it's 100-second levels. Like it's a cool concept, but you didn't do anything with it. You didn't do anything fun or interesting. It's just the same fucking game.
Yep. And when they revealed it for the Wii U, I remember it was like the year of Luigi, so they wanted to make Luigi content. Luigi's Mansion. Oh, Mario Golf mode with Luigi and Luigi U,
Yeah,
and they also
Luigi.
revealed, oh,
That
you
was a fun time.
yep, oh, you can play as Nabbit. It's just an easy mode. That's
Nabbit
literally
is
all
so
it is.
stupid. I hate how they keep trying to make Nabbit a thing. Nabbit's dumb.
Yeah,
Nobody likes Nabbit. Oh, this guy,
yeah,
he can't even get hit. It's like, why would I play as him?
exactly. And then like when you're playing the main game and then you beat the level and it's like, oh, he's running to this level. You have to go back. I'm like, fuck no, I'm not going back.
Yeah, I'm not going back. Fuck that. It is funny. They when U Deluxe is really dumb as like a fucking remastered version of. I don't want to say remake. There's nothing fucking remade about it, but like they bring it over to Switch and they're like, guys, we added Toadette and Nabbit. It's like woohoo. But you guess what? If you want to play it with 4 players, Toadette is the easy mode and Nabbit is the easiest mode. The problem is if you want to play with 4 players, someone has to play one of them. You can't have just a blue and yellow Toad. No, you need someone to play as Toadette or Nabbit. So someone is just going to play an easier game. And it's like, what the fuck? You really just, why did you remove, what was it, Blue Toad they removed? Why? Just keep him in.
Yeah,
It doesn't fucking make sense
yeah.
to me.
It's it's just a recolor. There's no personality.
Nothing. And like,
Yeah,
it feels like nothing gets me as mad as this game.
yeah. I will say though, I mean, when when they showed this game on in a Nintendo Direct and people saw that item, yeah,
No, we
that
won't
was
talk about
very
that. Nope.
interesting.
I
We
I
won't
will
talk
not
about
give
that,
those.
but
I won't give those horny people that fucking dude. No, they don't deserve it. We're not talking about that shit. But yeah, that's everything in regards to new Super Mario Brothers. That's all the new Super Mario. Again, funny. There's only 4 games, but you saw how heated I got. Like new Super Mario Brothers.
yeah.
Glad we left that behind. Um, so I do want to mention real quick. So they're not technically mainline Mario games, but I do want to talk about them. Are the Super Mario Maker games? So I'll say right now I have not played Super Mario Maker 1. I've only played 2. Um, I have an interesting thing with 2. I'll let you go first, Jad. What's your history with the Mario Maker games?
Oh, I remember it was my like this game came out near my birthday because of course they wanted to celebrate I think like the 30th anniversary of Mario for the first one and then I ordered it. It came in and it came with like this cool art book and like I thought that was really cool. And then making the levels like I don't think I'm creative enough, but the amount of creativity that other people have put in their levels is it's insane. Like there's so much diversity, and like of course you saw this in Mario Maker 2. But there was one thing I really liked in Mario Maker 1 that I wish they brought back, and that was these mystery mushrooms. And like
Yes.
basically the way they work. Yeah, yeah,
Why
you know
did
about
they
them, right? Yeah,
remove them? So stupid.
exactly.
Never made sense to me.
Yeah, I had like I have a huge amiibo collection, so I scanned them. I'm like, oh my god, I unlocked this, and like you can play as all these characters for like even if it's like temporary and you lose it, it's still cool that they made these pixelated characters. But yeah, I'd say Mario Maker was like a really cool experience.
Yeah, Mario Maker is such a fun one for me. I remember when Mario Maker 1 came out, I was always wanting to play it, and I had a Wii U, but I'll be completely honest, my Wii U was literally just a Smash 4 machine. I played like Smash Brothers. That would be. I want to do a retrospective on that series. I could talk about Smash Brothers for
Oh, same.
literal hours on end. Love that series, but that was like literally my Wii U was my Smash 4 machine. But with kind of this Super Mario Maker, I always missed out on it, and then they announced. I still remember one of the best Nintendo Directs is the February 2019 Direct. Um, they announced Super Mario Maker 2 in it. It was like the first announcement, and I remember being so excited for this game. I remember being like, "Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
god, finally I could play Mario Maker." I was so ready for it, and it was one of those things where it's like it came out, and like I was expecting to play this game, no joke, for like months on end. I played it for like a few weeks, if even, and I was like, "Yeah, it's good." Like I enjoyed it. It was, I guess, for lack of a better word, it kind of a disappointment in the sense that like I did not find user created levels nearly as interesting as like just watching them on YouTube back with like the original Mario Maker. And like maybe like I don't it's something about Mario Maker 2. I guess it was just the idea of like it not feeling nearly as new as like Mario Maker 1. When Mario Maker 1 came out, like that was such a like special experience because like that was like this brand like finally I can create my own Mario levels. Like that's what people have been wanting for years and years. You know, that's what people have been doing for years with like the Kaizo Mario games, like Mario ROM hacks and whatnot. But like this was very much a Nintendo certified, like you can make your own levels, you can make your own Mario games. That was so exciting in and of itself. And with Mario Maker 2, it just felt, I guess, incomplete almost, where they added a lot of new stuff, but it almost felt like there was other stuff that they had that just they kind of got rid of. Like, do you remember like the themes where like there was just like an
Yeah.
empty spot, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Super Mario Bros. 2 style, that's gonna happen," and they just never filled it. It never happened. I'm like, what
No.
happened? What did you guys do?
Yeah, no, 100%, and although it is that game did have this, like, like I said, like, you were hyped for that direct reveal, I was too, because the first thing they showed was Mario on a slope. They didn't have that
Yep,
in the first
slopes.
Mario Maker,
That was insane.
and
I mean, just slopes and also like checkpoint. Well, checkpoint flags was an update in Mario Maker 1, right? I forget.
yeah, yeah, checkpoint flags, I actually don't remember, like, I'm trying to remember if either it wasn't there or maybe it was, but you can only have, like, 1. This one, you can have multiple, but,
Yeah,
with yeah. But with this game, okay, so this felt a bit of mindfuckery, and that's how they implemented Super Mario 3D World, a game at that time, not wasn't out for Switch, but it's also a 3D game, but it's in a 2D style, and that confused me.
yeah, 3D World style. 3D World style was fun, but like I feel like I used it the least. I don't know. There's something
Yeah.
about it. I was like, this feels wrong.
Yeah, yeah, no, same. And I think the only time I came back to this game, if ever, like after also dropping it for maybe like like a few weeks, maybe like a month at most. After that, I came back when they updated with the Link power up. I'm like, oh, cool. This seems like a good idea. And then I played a level and then dropped it again.
Yeah, it's just it's a tough thing where it's like something about Mario Maker 2. It doesn't feel nearly as like what's the word? Mario Maker 2 does not feel like a game that like I wanted to spend months playing as I thought I would. I just got bored of it. And I think it really comes down to the fact that the best part about Mario Maker 2 was the Nintendo levels. The Nintendo created levels that were like that story mode where you're like rebuilding Peach's castle. I thought that was so much fun. I thought those levels were so creative, so well made. And it kind of just like makes me think it's like, man, I kind of just want a new Mario game. Like I want like a brand new 2D Mario game. And I think a friend, not friend of the show, friend of the show, Scott the Was, pointed this out, which I found very interesting. Of like, it's like people were like, "Oh man, Mario Maker, like why would you ever want like new Super Mario Brothers U when Mario Maker exists? Like, why would you want like a new Mario? Like, this is an infinite." It's like the thing is that a lot of people just kind of want like a Mario game. Like they just want like a basic bitch Mario game, like a fun 2D platformer to play with the family, friends, all that. And I feel like Super Mario Maker 2 is like a tough one where it's like you get some friends together. It's like let's play some Mario Maker. It's like okay, we gotta find a level first. Whereas like you like do you or like with upcoming Wonder, just jump into a level and play through the game with friends. Like it is, I guess Mario Maker to me is just like a fun. I don't want to say concept or idea. It is a fun game. It is a great game. It is so creative, so interesting. It is not a game I revisit often, and I wish I revisited it more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100% same, like, I think the other side to it is that, okay, first off, Nintendo kind of blocked, like, most of the game with a paywall where you have to have the Switch online, otherwise you're not getting the
Yeah,
full experience. Yeah,
that's always fun.
and yeah, and, like, the other thing is that, like, I feel like now with, like, creating levels, that's too much of a time commitment to, like, actually go in and,
Exactly,
like
yeah.
yeah, to plan this
And I
out.
I had fun making levels. I made a few levels, and I think they were really fun and interesting. And it is a cool feeling when like you get like a lot of likes and comments and stuff. And it's like that's cool, but it I don't know, like creating levels did not give me the same. And like I'm not a very much like a create a level type guy. Like that's not really how I play games for the most part. But I guess like with Mario Maker, I was expecting like myself to spend even more time create Mario worlds and stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no, definitely, definitely.
But yeah, Mario Maker, cool games. Like for sure. Like we have a lot of respect for them, and I'm glad they did them. But that's pretty much all the 2D Mario games. I will. We're gonna get some controversy. I didn't replay Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. I've played it like a hundred times. Like guys, I know it's one of the greatest games of all time. I love that game to pieces. But I'm just saying. I was like, I was kind of on a time crunch because like there's still a lot of games coming out. Like I didn't want to spend all my life playing Mario. So it's like I remember Yoshi's Island being a little bit longer than like a lot of the others. So I'm like, okay, I could skip that one. Like I've played it enough. Love that game to death. Do you have any experience with Yoshi's Island?
No, that's also one
Oh,
I
all right.
want to
Go
try
get
it. Yeah,
No, you're gonna go play it right now. That game is so good.
right now.
Every Yoshi game has tried to be as good as Yoshi's Island, and they always fail. It is so funny to me. Ah, man, what
Oh,
a
yeah.
game. Um, but I guess like before we get into kind of our hopes and anticipations for Mario Wonder, I wanted to ask you just like pure and honest question: what do you prefer, 2D or 3D Mario?
Oh, 3D all the way, like,
Yep, same.
I think the main reason, if it's just with Mario Odyssey, that was a
Oh
game
my
changer for what
god, that
Mario can do.
game!
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It
That's, like yeah. Oh,
it's
oh,
like what
sorry,
you
go ahead.
say. No, I was just like jumping off of what you said, like Mario Odyssey, but like also just all the other games, like the Galaxies, 3D World, even 3D Land, even 64, Sunshine, all these games. I love 2D Mario. I will always 1000% always rather play a 3D Mario game because to me, 3D Mario. I think when Mario hit 3D, that was kind of an exemplification and like showcase of Mario at his peak, like what Mario is, which is fun levels, exploration, these worlds that feel so alive and lived in, just this excitement to be there. This excitement, just like this happy feeling you get when you play these games is boosted like 10 times more through a 3D Mario game. And I love all styles of 3D Mario. I think 3D World is a ton of fun, especially through Deluxe, 3D World Deluxe. And I do definitely plan to do a retrospective on 3D Mario when we eventually find out when the next 3D Mario game is coming out, which I hope is soon, because God, I miss him. I miss him so much. But
Same.
I, it's just one of those things. Like I love 2D Mario, but 3D Mario will always have more of a special place in my heart.
Yeah, 100%, like, I mean, this is just personally me, like, when I think of Mario, for some reason, like, Mario 64 comes to my head more often
Same.
than the other 2D Mario. Yeah.
It's always 64 for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
But yeah.
yeah, 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 I'm
But
looking forward to I'm sorry. Yeah,
Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry, go
Like
ahead.
obviously, we're looking forward to Wonder, but I'm also looking forward to whatever the next one would be. And I mean, ideally Odyssey too, but if they want to try something new, please do a Nintendo. Do just surprise
Do
us.
do do anything. Like 3D Mario is like one of those things where it's like they could announce Galaxy 3 and I'll be there no matter what. Like it's just it's this reliability that you're gonna get something good.
Exactly.
But I want to talk about kind of our anticipations and hopes for Super Mario Wonder. And I guess like I want to say right, we talked about it on the podcast, but like the hype that I felt seeing that Mario Wonder trailer was extremely high. Jat, I don't think you talked about like your reaction to the Mario Wonder trailer.
So when I saw that at first, I'm for a second, I think it's just like how it was presented. Like at that first frame, I'm like, oh no, are they making another new Super Mario Brothers? But then they showed more, and I'm like, no, they're not. This is cool.
We're saved.
We're saved. And then the elephant they showed at the end. I'm like, oh my god, this is actually like obviously the whole trailer. They showed all these really cool creative things, and there's a talking flower, and I mean playable Daisy.
Playable Daisy. That's all you need. Playable Yoshi.
That
I'm there. We're
playable,
all we're missing is Wario and Waluigi.
yeah. I'm hoping they're there, but I feel like they're probably gonna have Rosalina, maybe Pauline. We'll see.
Oh please, Rosalind and Pauline, bro. I would fucking die if they revealed those. Those are my girls. I mean,
But
the
yeah,
everything they show on this game somehow it looks better and better. Like it's just like I know I'm gonna play. Like I'll be there no matter what. I will buy it day one. It's one of those things where it's like, what do I play first, Spider-Man 2 or Mario Wonder? And I genuinely is like a difficult decision for me because it's like you're making me choose between my two most beloved things, being Insomniac and Mario. And it's like, what do I choose at that point? Like it's a tough decision. I'm leaning towards Mario. I need to stop doing that. I don't know. Like Mario Wonder is just I know that game is gonna come out and I'm gonna play it nonstop. I am going for 100%. I'm going for fucking 100% multiple times. I'm gonna play it with my friends, my family, all that. That's what this game is gonna be. It's just a brand new 2D Mario, and it's finally going away from New Super Mario Brothers, a style that we've had to deal with for 16, 17, 18, 19, almost 20 years. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. That's a
oh,
miscalculation. 14, 15, 16, 17.
oh
17 years. I don't know why. I was like thinking New
yeah,
Super Mario Bros. DS was 2004. But no.
yeah.
Four, but 17 years, still almost 20 years of New Super Mario Brothers. It's like, it's good to go away from that for once and like get something truly brand new. Like, I mean, this art style, what do you think of it? Like, I think it is genuinely beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, same. I think it looks a lot more like hand drawn. They didn't really reuse much. Like like they just made Mario look different and look like he has more character and color.
More
And same thing
personality.
with the world. Like, yeah, more personality.
Hmm.
It's-
Yeah.
yeah,
It,
that's
and those
what
new
I'm saying.
power ups, I mean, Elephant Mario is that's something. It's like,
Yep.
it's fun, but like, it's weird. And as I was talking about with Super Mario Land 2 and World, I love when Mario gets weird. I love when Mario is willing to get weird and goofy and like, oh, well, that's peculiar. Like, none of this stale crap. Just do something different, do something weird, something cool that makes people on Twitter, YouTube, social media in general go, like, point it out. It's like, whoa, look at that. That is Super Mario Wonder, and I like I said, I will be there no matter what. I cannot fucking wait.
It's the same. It's not very far from now. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like we're at this point, we're recording this on September 30th, 20 days away, and that just sounds weird to me. I feel like
Yeah.
I've been waiting. It's weird because it got announced in June, and I feel like I've been waiting for this game since New Super Mario Brothers U. almost. And it's a weird thing to think about. It's like this. It's been so long since we've had like a brand new 2D Mario game. I'm so ready for this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And I think Nintendo's gotten better at this where they'll reveal a game only a few months before it's actually out now, rather than I mean this game's still not out, but Metroid Prime 4 we're still waiting on.
Oh, Metroid
Yeah.
Prime 4, that's a funny one. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess like closing thoughts on Mario, just like 2D Mario in general. Like I'll start with you, Jed. Like just closing thoughts on Mario.
Just Mario as a whole, I mean, it's very influential to our childhoods, right? Like it's just a
Our
huge part of
lives.
it, and just our lives, yeah, our lives, like, yeah, we're still talking about it. We're still excited for Mario because,
Hmm.
yeah, that's just the impact that the character has, and it's very timeless. Like even just recently, I was at the Super Nintendo World, and I mean, they call it Nintendo World, but it was all just Mario there in the Universal Park, and like they've they have the details down and everything, but like, yeah,
Oh yeah.
that just made me really realize, like, the crowds there, like, wow, like, Mario connects with everybody, and even
Yeah.
people who aren't, yeah, people aren't hardcore gamers. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about this one, Mario Run, but because it doesn't really count.
We
But
don't we
did
don't
you
need
ever
to.
play
It's a
that one?
mobile game. Mobile games aren't real games. Nah, I don't know. I didn't play it. It looked fine enough.
Yeah, it was fun. I played, like, a little bit, it's just, like, a easier to control with touchscreen, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
but yes. Yes, I just hope we get more good Mario games like this, and I'm glad Nintendo's learning.
Yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you. Like Mario is very influential both in my childhood and just my life in general. Kind of been there for a long time in my life. Through the good and the bad, like Mario's always been like kind of an important aspect of like who I am as like a gamer and like why I love video games. And I guess like I sound very sentimental right now, but like it very much is like Mario games are right up there with like Metal Gear, Uncharted, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter. Kind of those are my big five franchises of like games that genuinely shape what my gaming interests and tastes are. And Mario's right up there with them. And I can't understand why people tend to be so aggressive towards like Mario games and say, well, they're easy, they're boring, they're not interesting. It's like I just don't know how you can play these games and feel that. I think that Mario games are just there to make you have fun with a big ass smile on your face and have this love for an IP. And I hear this take a lot, which is weird, where it's like Mario games, people only like Mario games because they grew up with them. That's a stupid take. No, people like Mario games because they're good fucking games. Simple as that. And
Yeah,
I will be Wonder. I'm right there. And Super Mario RPG, I'm gonna be right there. And I guess like you could say
same.
Nintendo milked Mario. Sure, you could say Mario they milk Mario. That's definitely a case. But I think the one thing is, for the most part, Mario games are quality. Like Mario sports games as of late haven't been the best, but even then, like it's not like they're bad games. And I just think Mario as an IP has been treated with so much love and care. And like, yeah, we talked about how New Super Mario Brothers, the issues there, but like I can't really in a million years say they're anywhere near as bad as games as like a lot of like even a lot of other annual release titles. And it's funny because like the New Super Mario Brothers wasn't even annual. Again, there were only four of them, and we got tired of them. And that just goes to show just how high the quality bar is for Mario games. And you know, my love of the franchise will stay through. And I again, any brand new Mario game, I'm gonna be there. Except if it's a Mario sports game, so I'm not a big fan of those. But yeah, other than that,
Yeah,
love this game.
yeah. Oh, yeah, and the other thing I just wanted to mention, and, like,
Mhm.
just with the enormous success, like, the Mario movie had, even, like, and that's gonna bring more
Oh
players
yeah,
to play Wonder for sure, yeah.
the movie was massive and like it was a fun enough movie in and of itself. A lot of cinema snobs will go, yeah, it's not, it's just fan service. It's like, yeah, it is just fan service. I'm a fan. I like being serviced, I guess. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fun movie. I don't know. Love Mario. But we can talk about Mario all day, but people want to, we don't want to, force you guys to stick here too long. Um, Thank you guys so much for watching this very special episode. Again, you can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and Audible. Like the podcast, helps us out. We're growing very slowly but steadily. Twitter.com, Slice of Gaming. Check us out there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Say bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.